Close enough. 6:30, I call the meeting to order. Chairman's comments, I have none that I can think of. Any public comment before we get going? One in every crowd. Here's a microphone.
Quick question.
State your name.
Pam Kingston, Howard Hill. Where is the petition warrant article at from the town meeting? Has it been submitted?
It passed, but there was nothing in it to how to actually set up any committee or anything about that or who is going to be in charge of it. Nothing. So it's in limbo at the moment.
Well,
Unless
I wasn't in charge of it.
Right.
We've got a community out there that voted for it.
Yep. Somebody from that community needs to say, all right.
Somebody I'm assuming that has signed the petition for it should be.
Yeah,
who
they
needs
should
to move
say,
it
all
forward.
right, we want to set up our committee.
Because the select or the school board is setting their dates.
Right. And if they miss it,
And last week at the last week's meeting, it was asked, do we have dates yet to start working on Temple's feasibility study? And they have had nothing from the town of Temple.
that's right. So I'll actually put something on the town page saying, look, town voted to set this up.
Can you
Somebody-
not go to the originator of the petition and
I can try, but the originator of the petition is the one that got up and said he wanted to withdraw it. But we'll see.
or he said,
Why didn't it
I'm
get
not,
withdrawn?
I think he said, I'm not,
Nobody would approve it.
I think he said, I'm not sure we
Needed to keep,
needed to keep doing this since Francistown and Dublin, which
right.
doesn't make any sense because the
Right.
Francistown and Dublin are moving forward with theirs again.
Yeah. So basically someone that signed the petition
Yeah.
needs to say, okay, we need to set up our committee, come up with who's going to be on it.
Yep.
And then we will set it up as an official committee.
As someone who did not sign it,
They
I'm-
could do
I'm
it too.
just asking where it's at because
Yeah, I know.
time's ticking.
Yep.
They have 180 days for the school board to do it.
That's right. If they want it, that they need to do something about it. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Complete streets policy update. I do have something. Legal finally looked at that. If you remember that agreement we looked at months and months and months ago, they said we could sign that if we want. It means absolutely nothing. Doesn't hold the town to doing anything. So keep that in mind. However, we do need to have it in place to get certain grants that we can't get without having one. So it is safe to sign if we want to. Yes. Let's just keep one out. Yeah, keep one out there.
Have the sentences that said the town shall blah, 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 blah. Has that been amended?
I think that was, I don't remember what the final
That was brought
version
up at the
said.
forum, that it is a very legalese.
Yeah, but we did have, legal has gone through this line by line, took them months because.
So maybe the shall.
I think that was removed, but they
Okay.
said there is absolutely nothing that binds the town in this thing.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, Hansen Bridge contract. We're all set on that?
Yes, she has the contract for you to look at, sign. It's real straightforward, very straightforward. And the invoices with it as well to pay.
All right, Gail called me, wanted to make sure that the 4,000 or something dollars for for timber or something was in it, that she said was on some BAC thing or CIP thing. Know anything about that?
I don't know.
That's the $4,800 for timber pressure treated wearing course.
There it is.
So it's on there. Okay.
Well, it's on here, but it doesn't really, I mean, are we supposed to check it off? Are we supposed, it doesn't say.
Yeah, so that money was allocated for it. We just have to make sure that.
Check it off. And then when we do the construction, we'll have it on and then we'll go from there.
Because I believe when we first talked about that, we wanted that wear course on there.
Yep, we wanted to pave. Is that correct?
Yeah,
We were
okay.
talking about after we got that wearing course, there's also a choice of putting gravel over it or
Yeah.
paving it. And I've been talking to my paving guy and he says, Kent, you remember the bridge you put in Lineborough? And I said, yeah, that was 20 years ago. He says, it's still there because you paved it. So I may have to slip next year. I got to do that apron up on 101 anyways. I may pave it at that time.
All these things got a bunch of check boxes.
Little check boxes.
It's the one on the bottom.
Yeah, no, they don't, the others don't seem to make any difference.
And there's a very good possibility this bridge will be completed in the fall.
Business is, who's going to be chair. All right, I guess we're set on that one.
Okay, I wanted to ask you guys a question about paving. Would like to request to spend $36,000 more over the 90 to pave Mud Road and grind Bumpy Hill Road. Remember where all the bumps are on Hill? So for $10,000, I can have it ground and start my construction. I want to know what's underneath. Nobody can tell you what's underneath until you look.
Yeah.
And we can leave it and drive on it for the public and plow it. We don't have to do anything. I just need to grind it up so I can work on it.
I'm fine.
What road's that?
Where the cannabis rock is on Hadley,
The what? Oh, I have that one.
Yeah, yeah.
the real bumpy part. It's ripping our plows up. It's bad. But,
It's real bad.
and the public, when I go to pave it, I'm going to ask the public if they want to pave it or they want to leave it the way it is.
Okay, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Anybody else got them?
Yeah, what's the reason we're not gonna pave it? It's already paved road. I know we gotta grind it, but
It's years beyond where it should have been paved. It's only been pug milled. It was built in 35. It was pug milled and then it was sand sealed and paved. And it's incredibly rough, but when I grind it, grindings are part of the new paving process. It's the same thing I did on West.
right. No, I understand the process.
Yeah.
But why isn't this going back in under the paving program?
I brought it
make sure
forward and I
gets-
got it shot down.
Right, I already talked to BAC briefly about informally. He's just moving stuff from next year into this year because we have a lot of money sitting in the paving trust fund right now.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem,
Quarter
with
million.
it, but I do have a problem with not paving a road that's paved, even though we'd have to grind it.
Well, it's my intention. I would pave it and I'd hopefully talk the public into doing so.
Okay, I don't know why we have to talk the public into doing
No,
it.
we don't,
Just put
but-
it in your plan.
I just want to see how bad it is underneath.
No, find a place for it in your plan and put it in.
Yeah.
We don't have to ask the public to, it's
Yeah.
paved road now. We can't lose paved roads.
You and I agree, but this is something that I've had an issue with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I motion to
Approved.
approve the proposal given by Kent for another $36,000 out of the paving fund to take care of Hadley and Mud Road.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Do we need to do anything with this? Okay,
No, that's just information. Thank you very much.
sure.
The other thing we talked about, you want to set that up for the next meeting? The Josh thing, the 1 year? Carol, can you put him on the next agenda?
Next one, you want to talk about it now?
No, go on it, because we have to go into non-public. So let's do it the next one.
Non-public.
Yeah, it has to be non-public.
Okay, all set on this? Marsh building application. Who's going to say something?
The reason we wrote you the letter is because you didn't give us any plan. There's no plan as to what you're gonna put there. You put down a square footage, but you didn't give us any kind of plan. I don't care if it's drawn on a napkin. I need to have some kind of plan. We never got it. I mean,
Was it-
I never got it.
Was it part of your original building application? You had the plan of the house on there, the current house, but there was no.
Yeah, you had the current house and the,
We didn't see it. I didn't see it.
no, I didn't see it.
Huh.
What the hell is this? Number 4? So that's all I would need, and then, we can,
Okay, I need to comment though, that legal has informed us that for some reason having to do with all the court stuff, this can't be treated as just a simple residential barn. It has to go through ZBA and planning board. That's all I know at this point.
So we submitted an application, put that in quotes, for this antique automotive restoration facility,
Right.
which does appear in the regs, bylaws, whatever. And Joe came back and said, you haven't applied for anything. And we said, well, then send us the application. And he went,
Well,
because
actually,
nobody's ever done this.
yeah, and he doesn't send the applications anyway. So,
Well, so we know what it is.
right. So what I know is that, we said, all right, you're giving us a building permit application to put a structure there. He said, because of what it is a non-commercial something or another enterprise. Okay. And it has to go through approval. Now, that's all I know. You better check with your guy. Well, I mean, we'll tell him you brought in a new application and we'll see what he says.
basically you have to go back to the ZBA to get any kind of,
It has to get a special exception,
special
apparently.
exception.
Yeah. And then planning's got to approve it for site plan. That's it.
Which that shouldn't be an issue. I mean, there
Okay.
should be no issues there, but not
You
that
know
I
which
see.
one we should be doing first?
You have to do the ZBA first.
CBA first.
But you got to know what you're building, though. You've got to have, a real outline. You got to describe what the structure is going to be, all that kind of stuff.
And Carol sent me something saying that you needed, licensed contractors and all this stuff.
No, that's
No.
on the permit. If you guys are doing yourself, just put self.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
fine. if
you
don't
can,
have-
as the homeowners, you can do it yourself.
okay.
But if you do have outside contractors, we want their license number.
Not planning to use anybody.
Sure.
Okay, then you just put self on the thing. Yeah, it will get inspected like anything else.
Is this gonna be on your 4 acres now?
Yeah. Yep,
Okay,
although I don't know where we stand with that either. Since, that whole agreement getting blown out of the water, that's why we are where we are today.
Yeah,
Myself, I'd like to get back to that.
I know there's a court thing coming up in a few weeks,
Yes.
which we're not invited to. I suppose we could go, but we're not. It's not necessary we be there. So I'm not sure what the point of it is, but I'm sure your attorney knows what it is. It's a compliance hearing.
Yes, and so, yes, they want to know that we are in fact moving forward with this
Right,
process.
right.
So the next order of business for us then is to get before the ZBA, correct?
Right. Once you, and then again, we got to say, here's what we're building, here's what it's going to be. Are you thinking, I heard something about doing one of the hoop barn things,
Yes.
2 of them? Okay.
40 by 80 and an 85 by 7.
You know, pour any footings or foundation or just nail it to the ground with some spikes?
Mafia blocks.
Yeah.
they'd say.
Yeah, you're gonna put the blocks in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or perhaps concrete.
Yeah, okay.
Laid this way, not that.
Yeah. Okay, just, say that on the,
Yeah.
on the plan.
So will you guys officially reject the building application, and that means that he goes to ZBA?
We can, or we can just hold it for now. I mean, we already told. them.
Yeah, I would say hold it for now
We
pending.
can-
Yeah, hold it for now pending further action. Yeah. At
Yeah,
this point,
probably
everybody's
use the chair.
confused.
Get in touch with Deb Harvey.
And
I would just get your ZBA application ready.
Yeah.
And put it in. I wouldn't try and get a hold of Deb.
okay,
You're
But-
applying for a special exception, so I don't have the wording that you need to use.
antique automotive restoration facility.
Basically, yes. I mean, if you weren't gonna, if you were just putting up a hoop barn and keep hay in there or something,
Yeah.
that would not be an issue, but it's for that restoration
Yeah.
activity, makes it a non-commercial of something
Yeah.
or another.
Those forms are on our website, or you can come and you can come to the office, or you can get them off the website. Planning board and CBA, they have
Oh, yes.
this forms on the website.
Yes.
Okay. Murray,
Yeah, Murray Collette, just in doing some research, I think it's called a change of use application. So you're changing the use of the property from residential to something else. It's not a zoning change.
makes
It's really
sense. Yeah.
an application for additional use. And that's the ZBA's
Mhm.
authority. And then the planning board then looks at the site plan, which is a drawing of, you know, the location, the lighting, the, you know, basically, does it comply with that RSA that, and our zoning ordinances that are in effect? So they approve then, okay, the location and structure and conditions like, in addition to lighting, shielding or shading or whatever is required from the zoning board
right,
are in place.
right. And they also need to approve it as this, whatever the terminology is, non-commercial something enterprise, because it is basically treated as a commercial enterprise under the zoning, even though it's not commercial. So you'll get a special exception for that also.
That's what
Okay.
when I look at it, that's what I think the process is.
Okay.
That's
Well, thank you. If this is,
Microphone.
this whole thing seems to be nothing but question marks.
Well, it is, we've never, like you said, we've never done this before. So
Is that all?
as for now, of course, who knows what's going to happen in the compliance hearing? As far as I know, it's just, checking off the checklist of things that have to be done, but that's all I know. Okay.
Yes, what I've been told is that they just want to see that
Things are
Things are
going
moving.
along.
that there's
Yep.
progress.
Yep.
So,
Okay, then for now, all you need to do is worry about the ZBA part.
and the stuff you need for the building permit.
Right, but that'll be after the planning board.
That for the planning.
Yeah.
You're gonna need that for the CBA and the planning board also.
Yeah, the ZBA is going to want to look at it.
Yeah,
They don't care about the details of like, the grading and all that kind of stuff. That's planning board. But they want to know that it's going to be conformant with the zoning regulations. Although the planning board is really the one that looks at that too. But I think, Murray, that probably as part of approving it as this non-commercial thing, the ZBA would want to look at, just like they did for Ben Fisk, make sure that it's going to comply. But that's up to the ZBA to figure out.
okay.
That's all we know for now.
Now,
That's it.
Leave it on.
Leave it on. Sit and enjoy, leave if you want.
Don't-
Sit and enjoy.
Yes, you're excused if you have to be.
Escape now.
Yeah, you don't have
right.
to be excused, Al.
Bring
Thank
cookies,
you.
bring cookies next time. Oh, everybody's leaving. All right. Okay, Fisk Hill CE. So, the Fisks have worked out this conservation easement on their property. I sent the whole conservation easement agreement to legal. They went over it, said it's fine to sign. So we need to sign it. The only reason the town has any interest in it is that if, like the stuff we did over there for the schoolhouse property, if the conservation organization folds for some reason, the town has the option of taking that over. We don't have to, but we'd have the option to do so. So I move that we approve the Fisk Hill Conservation Easement Agreement. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Sign away.
That page where the sticky is on this side.
On this side.
Yeah. It looks like follow your name.
The name's already on there. Can they make it any smaller?
I was one of these things on microscopic.
Yeah, you got a little, you got
Yeah,
fit
yeah,
in between the lines.
Okay, here comes the fun one. Actually, the boring one. Town voted to create a existing municipal facilities maintenance construction committee. Ridiculous name, but there it is, which will consist of 11 members and expire in 2030. 11 people have asked to be appointed. I will read the list rather than us appointing each one separately. I think I'll just read the list. If anybody objects to one, say so. I move we appoint Bruce Kullgren, Amy Cabana, David Rosen, Matt Cabana, Jim Kingston, Clay Lennartz, Steve Andersen, Elizabeth Welch, Dan Cournoyer, and Elizabeth Maxcy-Humphrey and Allan Pickman to this committee.
Second.
Move.
All in favor? Aye, they're appointed.
We should call it the existing, so it's AMFM.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to set up a group email like we do for everything else, and it's going to be, I guess, it's gonna-
EMFM.
yeah, I'll come
The
up with.
EMFM.
Beth Preston has asked to be appointed to the school study committee.
So moved to appoint her to the school study committee.
I don't know her, but I'll second. Do you want?
No,
her?
she's fairly new in town. She
Yeah.
said she wants to get involved, so.
All right, I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're now a committee member.
We like the new people.
Yeah, I actually got a phone call from my town resident saying, why did everybody quit that board? And I said, because they thought their work was done. That it still exists, that committee still exists.
What will the term be on that? 3 years?
It is until, well, it says it'll expire in 2030. There's no term limit. If they want off, they can get off. If they want on, that'll be up to this committee to tell us they want somebody appointed. I assume so.
Her email
You didn't
said,
say anything about the feasibility
Yeah,
study in there, you know.
if the school study committee is still looking for new members, I would be happy to
Yeah.
join. I've just moved to Temple and would like to get involved in the community. I have some experience with education, although at the college level. Please let me know if you need any further information.
Okay, so it's for the existing committee. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, do we have I guess we have an email address for,
Are you on the school study committee? Okay, I was just wondering.
Yeah,
that's right.
Cal can.
Gail wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah, I can give her your contact.
Yeah, well, Gail just said she wanted off because she thought she was done. There was another member that asked me to dissolve the committee, which of course I did not do. Okay, next up. Appoint Rob Kenney to the CIP Committee for 3 years. Reappoint Andrew Paul CIP for 3 years.
So move.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, that's taken care of. Appoint Cathy Joly, alternate library trustee, and reappoint Cam Lockwood, alternate library trustee, both for 1-year terms.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Geez, all right, here we go. Accept resignations for Tim Fisk from the Town Hall Committee. Peggy Cournoyer from the Historic District Committee. Carol Mamzak, Vivian Wells, Gail Cromwell from the School Study Committee, and Jess Hip from the CAC. I so move that we accept their resignations. Is there a second?
Second.
In favor? Aye.
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 Okay.
Typically, though, I don't need to, so we don't need to do this every time someone wants to go out or board, do we?
It depends.
If they send us a resignation, we have to accept the
Yeah,
resignation.
we accept it, yeah.
We can refuse it.
Okay, the treasurer would like $300 to pay for training. We did this the last time we got a new treasurer. 10 hours at $30 an hour. Any comments?
None that I wish to share, but I do make the motion. And we'll have to find an account to pay it.
Yeah,
out.
we'll pay for it somehow. I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
The training's already underway, but apparently it's been going well. Town hall fee waiver for Priscilla Weston. What she want to do?
So moved. She's having 100.
Oh, that,
100th
I remember that,
birthday.
yes. I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Man, she's 100?
I don't even know
Wow.
why she had to ask.
No,
Well, Cam Lockwood is putting the whole thing together, so she's the one that kind of is asking.
okay.
Yeah, but didn't she ask for the whole day,
Yeah.
which
Guess
kind of
there's a lot
messes up things, so.
that-
Mhm.
Maybe
Yeah,
then
she
she said
wanted,
it's
she wanted like 4 hours to set up and then 4 hours for the event.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Mm.
So, I mean, that cuts us out of 4 hours that we could potentially make $1.
I don't have a problem with it.
But I don't have a problem with
Yeah, I
it
don't
either,
either.
but no, I think it should be,
Priscilla is deserving of this day.
Yes.
absolutely. But,
Still.
Cam should be aware that, if she doesn't need the hall for all day, she shouldn't reserve it for the whole day.
Right. Okay, we need to sign the approval letter for the new deputy town clerk, who is Cathy Joly, appointed by Stacy.
So move.
Second,
In favor? Aye.
aye,
Do you have the thing to sign? Okay.
I have one other one here. Jessica Hip, she wants to be on the CAC.
Well, it's more work than we've done in,
Thought she
long
just
time.
resigned.
No, she wanted to be off the CAC. I thought,
yeah.
I'm gonna sign that. I just gave it to you. This is the new town clerk deputy. Cathy Joly's gonna be Stacy's deputy.
Yep. Okay, we have a yield tax warrant for Willard on Route 45.
Great, that's great to you.
George, when are you gonna run out of trees?
No, I'm not.
He said, when are you gonna?
Never.
why we have to sign these things so many times.
I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah, there's 2 places.
buying a car here.
Okay. It's done. We do have some other business. Lauren Judd has resigned from the BAC. We need to accept her resignation.
Motion to accept her resignation. Thank her for her service.
Second, all in favor?
Uh,
And Tim would like Gail to be appointed to fill out her term. He
So
says he,
move.
second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
It's a good place to put it.
Oh, I thought you would.
I heard that you said it was okay.
I said we could do it. I didn't say I was gonna do it.
Okay. Any other business? Then all we have left is select board meeting minutes from March 12th.
Anybody have any issues with them? I didn't see
I
anything.
had no problem.
I have no problem.
Motion to accept as written.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Anything else? Oh, yeah, who wants to be chair?
I can do it, I guess. It's my turn.
All right, all in favor of
Not my
Ken being
turn,
chair?
You just got on, so
what's that?
Who's gonna be chair?
I'll do it this year, because you don't want to do it anymore, right?
No, but I will if I have to, but I don't want to.
I'll do it.
Okay,
Okay, you want to chair?
No.
Okay, I'll chair.
it's too much
okay,
work.
all in favor, aye, Ken's chair. Anything else? Thank you.
Do we have to make up assignments? Who's on what board?
No, we could. Yeah, if you want to change board assignments.
I
That's the
just
time.
need- I just need to stay on the planning board. And
Okay with me. I thought you wanted off it. That's why I offered.
Yeah, I thought you wanted on police board. So I don't care.
For the police board, the police board, I like that. That's, you only meet 2 or 3 times a year.
Right.
Well, we're 4, but
You know,
we get canceled more than we have meetings.
That's right.
No, I'll let you stay on the police board.
All right, so I guess all our committee, or all of our committee assignments stay the same then.
Yes,
Yes, that's nobody else.
I've made friends up there. I know-
Okay.
I know you don't believe that. But my friends all retire.
I move we adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye, we are done.